For me, there is nothing better than living in London through autumn with a toddler in tow, and today is proof of that. Welcome to a day in my life as a 26-year-old West London mum who is, touchwood, thus far loving having a toddler. I know that everyone thinks their baby is the most amazing and most talented baby ever, but guys, this one's a really good one. This is episode 46 of my series Margot Mondays, a day of the week where my mother, daughter and I spend the day in London doing fun and usually bougie things. You ask my skincare a lot, this is what I do in the morning, and this shimmery SPF is honestly life-changing. Newborn cuddles were bliss, but having a glorified tiny drunkard next to you at all times, it's just so funny. And then when they do something really funny, you feel so proud of the fact that they've made you laugh. I don't know, this stage was always my favourite with my goddaughters too. Plus, autumn is always my favourite season. I genuinely think because I associate it with the new pencil case and new school shoes. Destined to be a consumer from day one. But there is just something in the air. The sun was shining, so our primary mission was to tie the baby out in the park. But before we headed out, I needed to do the pre-clean before the cleaner. And a snack for the ever-hungry tiny human. Kitchen tidy, dishwasher on, laundry on. Picasso unleashed.
Can you put it in the middle, please? Oh, good job!
Little moments like that where she's clearly echoing an adult skill just melt my heart. Shout out to my wonky horse.
Would you like to get down?
Oh,
Okay, should we go to the park?
With the baby briefed and up to speed, I gently tossed the contents of our buggy all over the floor, and before we left, set about making our amazing cleaner a coffee. She's been away for 6 weeks, so to be honest, my newfound buoyancy is probably because of her return. We spent a good 2 hours collecting conkers in the park, and I'm not really someone who's built to enjoy things like that, but she just makes it fun and funny. This really is what autumnal dreams are made of, well, at least for someone who always wanted to be a mum. Home via a snack, and then some general decontamination before bed. Once she was down at 11ish, I had some homemade granola, and did some emails, editing and contracts, before my mother rocked up so we could spend the afternoon together. In a wedding dress she had bought to show me no less. When Moo woke up, she had leftover dal for lunch.
Homeward bound.
And then got treated to our singing before I challenged my mother to draw her own horse. A true work of art, which Margot was convinced was a turtle. Moo showed us how the drawing was done before we all headed in the car to go to Westfield, where we met my husband Zach. He starts work earlier in the morning so he can finish earlier and do the afternoon with the Moodle, and play dress up as a fairy princess. I grabbed what turned out to be a very late lunch. I love a Leon. They also sell the chicken nuggets and the fish fingers on ocado, which make for such a good panic meal. Even though the car hunt nominally took a pause, we did go and look at a BYD, which my China-obsessed husband says is the it car. I don't know, I know nothing about cars, but if we have to upsize, I want it to be pretty. My eyesight recently has got so much worse, and I'm convinced it's because I'm doing all my editing on my phone still. So I finally folded and grabbed an iPad for work. The tiny dictator bossed us around for a tiny bit before we headed home with again more snacks to fuel us. Baby supper, and then my cousin Ned very kindly came to babysit because Zach and I were off to a friend's birthday for the evening. We all did bath and bed together before I got changed. Scent of the evening, as it will always be, was L'Ombre dans l'eau. And Zach actually drove us because he doesn't really drink anymore. We were in a private room at the Hero in Maida Vale, and I cannot rave about it enough. Obviously top tier company, but the food was incredible, the venue gorgeous. We stayed much later than we planned and headed home for Taskmaster and bed. And that was Margot Monday.